Welcome, friends. This is Under the Arc Sports. I'm Eric.
And I'm David.
And today we are going to preview the Blues' first round matchup of the Stanley Cup Playoffs against the Colorado Avalanche. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook and Instagram. So, David, we had a video, we had a preview done. I was editing it, and then you hit me up. You said, "Oh, hey, David PERRON, COVID protocol." Yeah. That just hurts. There's no getting around it.
Look, he's our team's point leader. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. That really puts a damper on how we perform, I think, personally, in the series.
Yeah, so we don't know yet how much PERRON will miss. He's out game one. Maybe he tested positive. Maybe he was around somebody and has to quarantine. We don't know. So he may miss one game. He may miss the entire series. Either way, it's a tough blow for the Blues, especially considering McKinnon for the Avalanche. He's back. Avs are going full strength. Meanwhile, the Blues, they just lost their leading scorer, most points on the team. PERRON was the first guy for the Blues since Pavel Demitra to have more points than games played. More than a point per game.
Well, and don't forget how important he is on the power play. Without him, our power plays seem to be lost, in all honesty. So I'm worried about what this might do, considering how well they've been performing recently.
Now, knowing that PERRON is out for at least some of this series, let's take a look at the matchup. So, Dave, both teams finished pretty strong. The Blues won, was it 3 straight to end the regular season, and they only lost once in regulation in their final 12 games. Any other loss, they at least made it to overtime. And Colorado, maybe even stronger, they won 5 straight to end the season, and they won 7 of 8 to end the season. So both teams coming in playing pretty good hockey.
Well, and the impressive thing about the Colorado one is they did it without McKinnon, one of their best players. So with him coming back, that just makes him even more dangerous.
Exactly. The Blues and Avs played each other, 8 times? Colorado took the season series 5-3, but it was kind of it was disjointed. It wasn't a game here, game there. It was streaks.
Yeah, the Blues took the first game and then promptly lost, 5 in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah, promptly lost 5 in a row and then took the last 2. And the last 2 were played. Now, mind you, those first 6 games were early in the season when the Blues had all kinds of injuries. They were really riddled with that and trying just to keep their feet under them. The last 2 games, they started getting everybody back, and they started getting back to what we know as Blues hockey. And they showed their assertiveness and actually took the last 2 games. So it is going to be interesting to see how they come out and play. I mean, without PERRON, that hurts, but that's only one guy. If the rest of the team steps up, I think they could still be fine. Yeah.
Now, if you're talking about keys to the series, as far as what the Blues are going to have to do to pull off the upset against the President's Cup winners, I think one of the first things is one of the most basic things: special teams. The Blues had the 6th ranked power play in the NHL during the regular season, 23.2%, which is good. It looks even better when you consider that the Blues power play started off at 0 for at least their first 10. They were horrible to start the year, and then they figured it out. And after that, they were great. Colorado, 8th best penalty kill. So a little bit of strength on strength there. But Dave, the Blues need to hold on when they are killing penalties.
Yeah, the Blues are 25th in penalty kill. And when you compare to Avalanche, who are very steady both on their penalty kill and power play, they're ranked 8th in the league in both. The Blues really can't afford to take any cheap, awful penalties. It's the playoffs, so they're not going to be calling as much. but they still need to be conscious of that and not take bad penalties.
Yeah. So Dave, beyond the special teams, I think the Blues as a defense, they need to give Binnington a chance. And what I mean is the defense needs to stay home. Don't get caught with odd man rushes. Jordan Binnington has been playing well. So give him a chance to play well. It sounds simple, but, no goalie is going to stop a bunch of odd man rushes. But if it's even play, you got to feel confident in Jordan Binnington right now. So just give him a chance.
Well, and Colorado is one of the best transition teams in the league. So really, as you're talking defensively, not just the defensive players, but our forwards as well need to be really sure with the puck. They can't afford to have any mid-ice turnovers because that's what usually catches them and gets them in trouble. Mm-hmm. And they need to make sure they clear the zone and force the Avalanche to tag up.
Yeah. Yeah. And one other thing that you were talking about in the pre-PERRON video, what was the forechecking?
Yeah, if the Blues put a solid forechecking when they're in their offensive zone and they can keep the Avalanche there and just grind them down, that's when they're at their best. That's also when we usually have our most success on the offensive side of things. So they really need to get that going. Plus, it slows down the Avalanche in their speed and transition. So if they can continue just to pound the forecheck, that will be huge.
Yeah. Now, prediction time, David. As far as this series goes, the Blues are huge underdogs. So I would say, before the news about PERRON, I was going to pick Colorado to win in 7. Without PERRON, and just the emotional blow that is to the team that's already dealt with a lot of adversity, I think that's just going to be too much. I'm going Colorado in 5 now. I hate to do it, but that's what my gut tells me.
Right on. So before the PERRON issue, I had the Blues in 6 because I was feeling saucy, as I said in the old video. I am going to change my pick to Avalanche in 6. However, I am really curious to see if Clint Costin steps in for PERRON. Yeah. He played one game. He came from the KHL. Yes, and he played one game, and he actually had an assist in that game. And he's a really, really talented young player. So if he steps in and does a decent job filling in for PERRON, I think the Blues will be all right. But one of my other keys is the Blues need a healthy Tarasenko. Yeah. I have no idea how healthy he is, but if he comes in and plays like the old Tarasenko and just scores goals and does what he's supposed to, the Blues have a shot. However, I still think the Avalanche are going to win this thing in 6 with PERRON out.
Yeah, it's interesting that we both kind of think the PERRON loss is worth 2 games. That's interesting, especially if he turns out to only miss 1, but we'll see. I think we're both assuming he's out for the series.
It's just big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
I mean, now they have to adjust. Granted, they've been adjusting all year, so we'll see. They might not mean anything. They could just keep chugging along, but we're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all we have for our preview of the Blues Avalanche series. Stay tuned. Hopefully we get to do another one for the next round. Thank you for watching.
See you guys next time.